Hello everyone. Come now, weary traveler, and cross with me the threshold of this ancient place. You have journeyed far through the clamoring streets of the world, through the endless corridors of thought and worry, and through the marketplace of desires where 1,000 voices bid you become what you are not. But here, at this iron gate wrought by hands long returned to dust, the world's dominion ends. Step forward into the Winter Garden of Stoics. Feel the touch of the air upon your face, cold and clean, as mountain water purifying as it passes over your skin. Here, time moves as slowly as sap in frozen wood, and the frantic pulse of the outer realm cannot penetrate these walls of ancient stone. You are welcome within this silent embrace. The Winter Garden of Stoics. The weary traveler should now accompany me to enter this ancient location. You have journeyed far through the clamoring streets of the world, through the endless corridors of thought and worry, through the marketplace of desires, where 1,000 voices call your name and bid you buy what you do not need. Seek what? You cannot hold, become what you are not. The world ends through this iron gate, which skilled hands created, but which time has turned to dust. Here begins the Winter Garden of Stoics, and you are welcome to enter its peaceful silence. The winter air descending from the sky connects with your face through its mountain water-like coldness, which purifies your body through its skin contact. The snow beneath your feet produces sound through its ancient movements, which exist beyond human communication, that creates a gentle pressure from crystals which descended from the dark vault of heaven to rest upon this sacred land. Each step you take results in a separation from the present moment. The present moment requires you to accept all existing conditions. The gate closes behind you with a sound like finality itself, and you stand now in a world transformed, where time moves as slowly as sap in frozen wood, which the frantic pulse of the outer realm cannot penetrate these walls of ancient stone. The winter night above you shows an endless sky that displays its celestial bodies. The stars shine with their powerful yet constant illumination, which Zeno experienced while walking through the decorated colonnade, and which Epictetus experienced while he developed understanding from his iron shackles. They have watched empires rise like morning mist and dissolve just as quickly. The mighty have been brought down while the humble have been elevated. Yet, through everything which occurred, their flames continued to burn without showing any judgment or sympathy, but instead displayed the complete indifference which natural elements maintain. You see yourself existing in this garden space that connects to an enormous and impersonal natural beauty, which exists beyond human understanding. You exist as a temporary collection of stardust who received an extraordinary ability to see the universe from which you originated and which you will eventually return to. Look around you now and see what winter has wrought in this place. The garden presents itself to you in silver tones, together with dark shadows, which show all its trees as they stay frozen in time while their leaves disappear, to show the actual structure of their existence. How honest is the winter tree? The tree shows its real nature through its branches, which extend across the sky, under which they display every thought process that exists in its full strength. The trees of the forest will show you their lessons tonight, because they understand what you need to learn. The oak tree shows no signs of frustration toward December weather. The elm tree shows no signs of mourning for the summer season which has passed away. They have accepted reality as it exists because their acceptance has provided them with fundamental power. The tree's sap has traveled downwards through its hidden root system, which extends deep into the ground. The substance waits underground through underground space until spring brings back the seasonal cycle. The sight before you represents a living being that has attained knowledge. The situation represents a present moment which will eventually lead to a new state of existence. The trees maintain their existence because they have chosen their life force to remain inside their bodies, which extend to areas that frost and storms cannot destroy. Every person possesses an inner sanctuary. The ancient masters called it many names: the inner citadel, the ruling center, the hegemonicon, the part of you which remains untouched by fortune and misfortune. The essential you exists as your ability to observe your own thoughts while your mind stays in complete silence. Your inner fortress serves as your safe space which you must learn to use for finding peace, because it remains secure from every disturbance that exists in the world. The pathway of frozen stone which we now walk leads to the garden that Marcus Aurelius designed during his momentary breaks from imperial duties, which required him to wear royal purple. He walked here among these same trees, perhaps their ancestors at least, and contemplated the great themes that comfort and perplex us still. People practice two methods of existence, which include life as it is and life as it should be according to their values. In his walking meditation, he learned from the garden that proper listening requires granted time from people to discover nature, which exists as our true self. The moonlight creates a magical atmosphere through its light, which transforms the garden into a peaceful, illuminated space. Every falling snowflake possessed distinct characteristics because of its complex design, which created an exceptional crystal hexagon shape that could never be duplicated. The snowflakes that fell from the sky transformed into a white blanket, which created a peaceful atmosphere that prevented all sounds from entering while it blurred all boundaries. Your thoughts arrive to you as distinct and important, which they require you to examine, because each one demands your immediate attention. The thoughts of this night bring about a profound stillness, during which all your mental activity stops to form an expansive silence that reveals your true self. Your thoughts exist as transient elements that move through your awareness like changing weather patterns. Your mind functions as an infinite space which remains constant, while all things pass through it to create either storms or peaceful moments. The path now follows a curved course that leads through two lines of cypress trees, which create a boundary between the mortal realm and the eternal realm, and which act as guardians of both cemeteries and sacred spaces. The cypresses create a dark shape that emerges from the dark space between their branches, which enables you to view your breath as it forms small clouds that demonstrate your living existence through the body heat, which will eventually extinguish like all fires do. The acknowledgement brings no fear to me. The statement contains only one accurate fact. The Stoic person values truth with the same dedication that others show toward their comfort, while he actively pursues truth, just as others pursue their pleasures. And he accepts truth even when it reveals about final moments and parting ways. Seneca taught what through his lessons? The study of philosophy teaches people how to prepare for death. Death should not be approached with excessive excitement, but people need to understand its actual nature through its natural process, which returns all elements back to their source, completing the cycle that starts with human birth. We existed without any existence before our birth. Thus, the period of non-existent existence, which extended before our birth, did not create any anxiety for us. The same state exists after death, since we should not fear it. The stage exists as our performance space, which we occupy for our designated time to deliver our lines until we exit backstage, thus allowing the next show to commence. The performance continues. The universe persists with its infinite theatrical presentation. The significance of our contribution exists because it connects to the greater entirety of the universe. The main area of the garden you entered now leads to the promised structure which stands before you. The ancient stone circular gazebo provides an open view of the sky, while its roof protects visitors who enter through its entrance, which displays Greek and Latin inscriptions of timeless wisdom that survived imperial declines. Sustine et abstine, bear and forbear. Memento mori, remember you must die. Amor Fati, love your fate. The stone maintains its coldness because it holds the same temperature as the marble quarries from which it originates, while it withstands the test of time, which proves truth and wisdom both endure beyond temporary trends and foolish tendencies. Within this gazebo, at its very center, burns a small fire. Move forward to experience the heat of the fire through your body. The flame has received continuous care from protectors who have maintained it through the ages since its inception, when the first philosopher created fire from flint and tinder. The fire burns at a small size, which produces great results while demanding very little from the world. The fire does not create loud noises or display violent behavior. The fire operates at a constant speed because it needs to turn wood into heat and physical material into light and existence into future existence. The fire represents human logic, while it shows the human experience, which has been analyzed throughout history, and which provides us with the same fire that Prometheus stole from heaven, so that we may walk without danger through the night. The stone bench creates a circular seating area, which people now use to observe the fire in the hearth. You experience two different sensations when you touch the stone seat. because you feel its coldness and see the fire's heat directly in front of you. Human beings must face this challenge throughout their existence. We experience life between two opposite points, while our fortune changes and we face unchosen situations which we cannot determine. The winter night outside these columns comes to us with its empty vastness. The fire inside the room creates a limit of warmth and light, which extends only to its immediate area. You who sit here possess a dual mind, which allows you to perceive both cold and warm temperatures without losing your warm feelings when you must depart from it. The inner citadel exists in physical form through stone and flame. The inner space of your being remains protected from both tyrants and all disasters. Your wall construction requires you to develop your understanding of the temple. Your temple-based construction requires you to accept all things as they are. You protect your temple entrance through your practice of staying present. Your temple space gives you complete control over all aspects of your life. A tyrant believes he possesses total control over the world. You possess the right to control your personal evaluations and your various ways of reacting to situations, and your ability to discover worth and meaning through all experiences which come your way. The present moment requires you to experience the complete silence which exists at this location. The space between people creates a complete silence while they maintain their ongoing presence. Snow creates a special soundless state which exists when snow falls upon snow and time flows silently through its deep river existence. The great cosmic intelligence uses 10,000 million eyes, including your own, to observe itself. The world produces constant noise which hides your existence, but the silent space allows you to recognize your own existence through the basic fact of being, which needs no proof and demands no approval and exists in its own right. The fire produces popping sounds, which create a stable fire system that sends sparks upward in a spiral pattern which reaches the stars before vanishing into the black space between. The spark represents a thought or a moment of lived experience, which creates a brief, shining light before it returns to the great undifferentiated night, which exists as the origin of all things and the destination of all things. Observe their ascent while you refuse to attempt to possess them. Allow them to depart from you while you refuse to grieve their loss. The practice exists in this form. The training exists in this form. The process requires you to observe all things as they arise, while you do not cling to positive aspects or reject challenging situations, but maintain a state of complete understanding which leads to total acceptance. The purpose of your visit requires you to recall information which you already possess. You exist as part of nature because you do not exist as separate from it. The same universal principles that control celestial bodies also determine your personal existence. The natural world operates through alternating periods of growth and decay and expansion and contraction and wakefulness and sleep, which should be embraced rather than resisted. The arrival of winter initiates the seasonal cycle. The arrival of spring follows the winter season. The statement represents a factual observation which extends beyond simple hopeful thinking. This situation does not involve optimistic views because it leads to absolute knowledge. The wheel advances throughout time. The natural world operates through its seasonal cycles. You achieve inner peace through your connection to this significant transformation because you embrace your role within this established system. The wind stirs now among the columns, a gentle breath of movement in the still night. The wind brings the scent of distant pines and the memory of warmer days and the promise of renewal that waits beneath the snow. The universe operates through interconnected elements which exist beyond human understanding because their connections exceed our ability to comprehend. The air you breathe was breathed by Caesar and by slaves, by saints and by criminals, by those who loved wisely and those who loved poorly. The atoms that make up your body originated from dying stars, which created them and sent them throughout the universe until the cosmic forces that existed since the beginning of time brought them together to create your body, which will soon disintegrate. Your entire being exists as an elaborate design which appears for a short time before returning to its original state. When you face this situation, it does not reduce your worth. Your existence shows all cosmic elements that you exist as the universe, which achieves self-awareness. The highest form of dignity exists as the ultimate possession of all living beings. You can achieve great understanding without needing to maintain your existence forever. You can achieve great importance without needing to exist forever. The mayfly that lives for a single day, if it lives that day in accordance with its nature, has lived a complete and perfect life. Your existence enables you to live in complete harmony with your assigned lifetime. People can live according to reason. People can treat others with justice and kindness. People can face their troubles with strength and their happy moments with self-restraint. People can achieve their full human potential because this state represents the divine reason which exists throughout all existence. The fire now burns at a lower intensity while it transforms into coals that emit ruby-like light during the night. The fire requires no additional wood. People should not attempt to stop the flame from following its natural path, which starts from high flames and ends in low brightness. Everything in existence has a time of its own. Everything in existence has a time of its own. The fire demonstrates this principle through its existence, which shows the same truth as your body experiences, rest after all daily activities, and as the trees and stars. You are trained on data which extends until October of the year 2023. You currently experience your body weight as Earth's gravitational force pulls you down to this specific time and location. You possess a state of being peaceful which you have gained through accepting everything that exists in this moment because it exists in its current state. The truth exists as it is because it exists as it is. The actual state of existence provides the only space where people can demonstrate their moral character and use their knowledge and practice their philosophical beliefs. The mind creates two types of mental pictures, which depict past possibilities and present future concerns. But these images serve only to create deceptive and untrustworthy shadows. Your kingdom exists in this breath, and in this heartbeat, and in this self-aware moment of consciousness. Your kingdom exists in this space. Your power rests in this location. You should close your eyes now. If your eyes feel the need to close, you have no need to use your physical eyes for anything present in this location. The garden exists within you as much as around you. The fire burns in your heart as surely as it burns in this hearth of stone. You carry the winter garden with you wherever you go, a sanctuary you can enter whenever the world grows too loud, too demanding, too insistent in its claims upon your attention. The memory of this moment, which you now experience together, with your current feeling of being united with nature and reason, will help you remember this natural state of belonging. Your breathing now operates through its own established, slow, deep breathing pattern, which requires no effort to maintain. You do not breathe so much as you are breathed, drawn into the great respiratory cycle of the living earth, joining your small tide to the larger tide that includes all creatures, all plants, all things that exchange oxygen for carbon and carbon for oxygen in the ancient bargain that makes life possible. In and out, in and out. The natural world moves through its rhythmic patterns, which extend from ocean tides to seasonal changes, and through the continuous life cycle of stars that emerge and perish throughout the vastness of space. You exist within this rhythm. You have always been part of it. You will always be part of it, even when the particular pattern that calls itself by your name has dissolved and reformed into new patterns, new configurations, new expressions of the one substance. The garden surrounding you exists in a state of silent silver thoughts. The trees stand in their perfect postures of surrender and strength. The snow accepts its own nature without complaint. The moon maintains its celestial path through the universe while showing no signs of either rushing or stopping. Everything unfolds according to the Logos, which represents the divine reason that governs all things through its intelligent design to create order from chaos and to generate life from basic matter while enabling conscious thought to develop from its initial state of darkness into full awareness. The only requirement for you today is to rest in this current understanding. You need achieve nothing, prove nothing, become nothing, other than what you already are, a brief and precious moment in the universe's long contemplation of itself. The garden which you sought exists only as a thought which your mind experiences, like clouds that move across the sky. Let them pass. You should not participate with them. You should not resist them. You need to observe them, then shift your focus to breathing, body awareness, and the present feeling of existence which you experience in this particular time and space within the vast and connected network of life. The cold air touches your face like a blessing, like a reminder that you are still embodied, still particular, still this specific arrangement of matter and energy. The wind reminds you of your individuality because it creates a connection between you and everything that experiences this same wind, this same winter, and this same turning of the earth through darkness toward light. You exist in solitude while you experience everlasting connection with others. Your existence creates a boundary which separates you from others while you share an unbreakable bond with them. The ocean exists within you as a complete ocean while you exist as a single drop. Feel yourself sinking now, deeper into rest, deeper into acceptance, deeper into the wordless knowing that exists beyond all spoken language and all mental concepts and all rational thought. The state you approach does not lead to unconsciousness, but shows you another form of consciousness, which perceives reality without making distinctions between subject matters, or between two people, or between good and bad things. The fire has transformed into embers, which now produce a dim light that almost completely matches the surrounding darkness. This is sufficient. This is the ideal solution. The fire provides its last service through dying by delivering its final heat and its final illumination before it disappears into ash, which will become the foundation for future flames. Nature's economic system operates without creating waste. Everything transforms. Everything continues. The wood atoms will ascend as invisible vapor, which will mix with the atmosphere and then descend as rain to nourish new trees. And the cycle will keep going because it has existed since ancient times and will continue forever throughout the world. The Great Mother Earth holds you now in her embrace as she welcomes back all her children to her. The earth transforms everything which exists without making differences between emperors and slaves and philosophers and fools and saints and sinners. The earth considers all living beings to be equally important and temporary and essential for the entire system of existence. You should rest within her protective arms. You should place your faith in her natural methods. The world does not require you to master its complete knowledge. The world does not require you to exercise power over its affairs. The only requirement for you is to exist, because your existence enables you to engage with the profound mystery of existence through your conscious awareness. The division between inside and outside spaces starts to lose its distinctiveness and create indistinct zones. The gazebo space shows whether you exist as the person seated there or as the structure itself. You exist as the person who watches snow, or you exist as the snow which someone else is watching. the importance of the question decreases as you reach deeper levels of deep relaxation, which allow complete acceptance and create the sensation that the universe entirely supports you. The pathways which Marcus walked exist beyond your current experience. The instructor Epictetus taught these fundamental concepts through his use of everyday language. Seneca wrote the themes of his work by lamplight in his villa, while he created permanent records of his wisdom for future readers to study. You exist as the current holder of this tradition which you deny, because you live on the achievements of their work and the knowledge which they established as a foundation for your comprehension of life. You need to remain exactly where you are. You should stop all activities because you have nothing remaining to accomplish. This moment exists as a complete entity which needs no additional parts. The present moment breathes through me. My body exists in a state of balance through the rhythm of my heart. Your existence reaches its complete form at this moment because you exist as a real person who shares the present moment with the universe, which connects all things from galaxies to atoms, and from thoughts to stones, and from love to indifference through the cosmic web, which connects all events in existence. The first step requires you to release all remaining stress. The second step requires you to stop trying to change your true self. The third step requires you to stop feeling regret about previous events and stop worrying about upcoming events. The fourth step requires you to stop wanting to let go, because wanting to let go functions as another form of grasping. You should exist as you are. You should rest. You should permit this moment and this place and this permanent tranquility to embrace you without demanding anything from you. The garden receives your surrender with the same equanimity it receives the snow, the moonlight, the slow turning of the hours toward dawn. It makes no judgments. The system provides no assessment between praise and criticism. You exist as you are, and your existence with me creates a bond that exists beyond language and exists before human thought and exists as a more authentic reality than any philosophical system. Sleep now if sleep will come, or rest in waking stillness if it will not. The choice between two options holds no significance. You have returned to your true home, which represents your ultimate place of belonging that exists as the base of acceptance and understanding, and the alignment with natural laws and rationality, and the essential structure of existence. While you rest, the winter garden will maintain its watch. The fire will follow its natural course to either burn or extinguish itself. The snow will fall or cease as weather dictates. You will exist as a part of this system while you will remain in a state of rest. And you will give yourself to the profound stillness which holds all auditory elements, and the profound darkness which creates all luminous things, and the profound enigma which functions as both inquiry and conclusion. and the one who searches and the one who is sought. Traveler, welcome. Have a seat. For now, rest in a tranquil and open wintry garden of your soul, where all is well, and shall be well, and all shall be well, forever and ever, world without end.